What's
Beyonce
going
is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything, just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Beyoncé just got caught up in a wild mess. She's been exposed for secretly moving over $500 million into offshore bank accounts. Looks like she's setting herself up for a fast getaway before everything blows up. Word on the street is that Diddy's court date is creeping up fast and it's about to get messy. His kid is just a month away from hitting that witness stand, and insiders are saying he's ready to sing like a canary in that courtroom to cut himself a sweet deal. He's already been whispering to prosecutors, trying to snitch his way out of jail time. In exchange, he's dropping the names of the big players who helped him pull off all those shady moves. And guess who's smack in the middle of it? Jay-Z and Beyoncé, especially Jay, according to the tea being spilled. People are saying that's exactly why Beyoncé is rushing to hit the road for her new tour, right when Diddy's trial kicks off. She's out here trying to stack up as much cash as possible before her name gets dragged through the mud. Plus, she's hoping that all the glitz and glamour of her tour will keep people distracted from the courtroom drama. Popular gossip YouTuber Storm Monroe, and trust a lot of people know he's got serious connects, says he got the scoop straight from someone in Beyoncé's camp. They claim this whole $500 million stash is why she's been flooding us with album drops and new products nonstop lately. Wild stuff. Beyoncé's been moving wild lately, Mo, and people are finally starting to connect the dots. She dropped her Ivy Park line with Adidas, but guess what? It flopped so bad that Adidas pulled the plug on it. After that mess, she sprinted right back to music, dropping Renaissance and launching a full-blown world tour to cash in, but she didn't stop there. Just weeks after wrapping up that tour, she pushed out a whole movie. Then out of nowhere, she dropped a hair care line, followed by the Cowboy Carter album, then popped out a perfume line and a tequila brand on top of that. Like, slow down, Queen Bee. But nope, instead of chilling, she popped up performing at the NFL halftime show, and now she's already gearing up for yet another tour. All this went down in just 2 years. 2! Even back when Beyoncé was ruling the game, at her absolute peak, she wasn't dropping this much stuff back to back. That's why a lot of folks are backing Storm Monroe's claim that she's in panic mode, stacking every dime she can before something huge blows up. And hold up, it's about to get even crazier. Remember when Diddy got snatched up by the feds and the whole internet went crazy? Well, right around that time, word came out that Jay-Z wasn't sitting still. He was out here meeting with not one, but 2 lawyers. And not just any lawyers, a divorce lawyer and a criminal defense lawyer. This tea got spilled by the well-known industry insider NT Lawyer, who dropped a short but spicy tweet. A 2 for today for Jay-Z. He met with a criminal defense attorney and a divorce attorney. Juker Sean Diddy Combs juked Jay-Z. Straight to the point. Jay was reportedly linking up with a divorce lawyer because Beyoncé wasn't playing games. She wanted no part in his mess and was ready to bounce before she got dragged through the mud, too. Word is Beyoncé had no clue about Jay's shady business with Diddy. At least that's what her PR team is out here pushing hard. But let's be real, so a lot of people ain't buying it. Some are even saying Beyoncé was deep in it too, but now she's scrambling to break away and play the innocent card. And wait, it gets even wilder. Not too long ago, DaBaby sat down for an interview with Shannon Sharpe, and he dropped a heavy hint. He talked about pulling up at Diddy's house for a so-called private meeting with Jay-Z and Beyoncé. But according to him, things went way past just a meeting. People been buzzing ever since, saying it wasn't just business going down behind those closed doors. Wild accusations flying everywhere. DaBaby didn't hold back in that interview. He said when he first pulled up to Diddy's house, Beyoncé walked straight over to him acting real flirty, like she was trying to turn that intro into something way more than small talk. Right then and there, he knew this private meeting wasn't about no business deal. Just a few minutes after he showed up, Diddy supposedly cleared the whole room. Kicked everybody out except for DaBaby, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z. That's when, according to DaBaby, things got real weird. He claims Beyoncé started getting all touchy, even wrapping her hands around his neck, sending the message loud and clear that this wasn't just a normal sit-down. Even though the way DaBaby described it sounded like some wild, freaky scene, a few folks jumped to Beyoncé's defense real quick. Some are saying Jay-Z might have pressured her into playing along to keep Diddy happy, especially since Jay and Diddy were wrapped up in some secret business together that Beyoncé supposedly didn't even know about. Crazy how deep this rabbit hole goes. People started digging up even more dirt, bringing Beyoncé's ex-bodyguard Uncle Ron back into the spotlight, the same Uncle Ron who mysteriously passed away not long after spilling some heavy secrets. Before he died, he claimed Jay-Z was keeping Beyoncé under control by allegedly getting her hooked on hard substances, just like how Diddy was accused of controlling Cassie during those wild freak-off days. But that ain't even the half of it. Reports also surfaced saying Jay was laying hands on Beyoncé in ways that no one should ever be touching anyone. Now, it's still shady whether this was a PR move from Beyoncé's team trying to paint her as a victim, or if Jay really was doing her dirty behind closed doors. Either way, the details were straight up jaw-dropping. The person who spilled this tea claimed to be Beyoncé's ex-assistant, and they let it all out during a now-deleted interview with Media Takeout. The assistant dropped a bomb when they said, and I quote, "Seems that for a while he's had a problem with keeping his hands to himself." Now they added, "I've never seen him just," and that's where it cuts off. But even that small piece had everybody shook. There's a lot of smoke here, and it's starting to look like there might be a real fire. The ex-assistant didn't hold back. They said Jay didn't flat out strike Beyoncé, but way too many times they saw him shoving and pushing her around. At first, they thought it was just some playful horseplay between the two, but that changed real quick after they saw how embarrassed Beyoncé looked getting manhandled in front of them out in Saint-Tropez. That's when it hit. This wasn't no joke at all. The assistant said they had been Beyoncé's right hand and friend for a long time, and even though they always wanted to speak up, they stayed quiet because they didn't feel like it was their place. They said Jay treats Beyoncé like she's just an object, not a person. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get any uglier, a new bombshell dropped. Another insider spilled fresh tea through a blind item exposing the dirty details behind Beyoncé's alleged $500 million escape plan. According to this source, Beyoncé's been wanting to quit music and live a quiet life, but the people around her won't let her. They keep her locked in, forcing her to keep performing because she's their biggest money machine. Industry whispers been flying for a while now about how trapped she really is, and if you're wondering why her bodyguard went running after her like crazy at that big award show recently, it's because Beyoncé has threatened to flee the country more than once. This whole situation is getting darker by the minute. Beyoncé is done with the control, the pressure, and all the handlers making every move for her. She's sick of being treated like a puppet, and insiders say her team is terrified she's gonna dip without warning. And honestly, they should be scared. Word is the singer's been battling depression and even having dark thoughts. But her team, they're way more worried about losing their golden goose than they are about her health. They've been keeping her locked down for years, but the chains are starting to break. Beyoncé's about to rebel for real. She's tired of being bossed around by her mom, fed up with Jay-Z's heavy hand, and ready to break free from all their control. According to the source, this is why she's been grinding so hard lately, pushing out album after album, product after product, trying to stack enough cash to finally make her move. It gets even crazier. The insider claims Jay and his crew have been secretly skimming money from Beyoncé behind her back. Now she's working 10 times harder just to hit the financial goals she needs to escape. The source dropped a heavy quote, saying she's questioning her finances and demanding an audit. Bottom line, Beyoncé is sick of the grind. She's sick of being used, she's ready to be free, and she doesn't want to live like this anymore. Beyoncé is completely worn out, mentally, physically, and emotionally. She's been grinding for decades, and all she really wants now is to chill, rest, and finally live life on her own terms. But her team and even her own family are straight up blocking her from walking away. Word is she didn't even want to do this latest tour. But she's out there anyway, and for two big reasons. One, to hit a specific money goal that'll finally let her escape for good, and two, because her family and her label are pressuring her to keep working while they can still cash in. Yeah, that's why the tour tickets cost a fortune. Yeah, that's why she's been popping out new businesses left and right. And yeah, that's why she's been low-key snatching up property overseas. She's planning her exit, but lawsuits are closing in fast and her money situation is getting real messy. Insiders say she's spending way more than she's pulling in right now, and she's terrified of getting stuck in this cycle forever, forced to keep hustling just to survive. All Beyoncé wants is some peace, to slow down and finally step away from the grind. But the people surrounding her, they're doing everything they can to keep her locked in. And just when you think it can't get any messier, the source dropped another bomb. They claim Beyoncé's moving so strategic with her escape because she's scared for her life. She's worried they might do her like they did Michael Jackson when he tried to break free from their grip. This ain't just business, this is survival. Here's the cold truth. Beyoncé knows exactly what happened to her idol when he tried to break free, and she's terrified the same thing could happen to her. That's why she's been moving real quiet, setting up her escape plan piece by piece, making sure that when she finally disappears, they won't have a way to drag her back. So listen, obviously, if you see her suddenly canceling shows or spending way more time overseas, don't think it's just for a little vacation. There's a whole bigger story behind it. Believe what you want to believe. But when it all finally hits the fan, remember where you heard it first. Woo, child. It's a hot mess out here for real. Even though all this info is still alleged, it's got the streets talking heavy, and trust they didn't hold back. One person commented saying, she doesn't want to face the truth about how she maintained her spot for so long in this industry. We all know how wicked this game has been for decades. You expect me to believe she's clean and not tied up in the shady side. Another person said straight up, that woman ain't trying to run away for freedom. She's trying to flip the script and make folks see her as a victim instead of a willing player. No matter which side you're on, one thing's for sure, this tea is boiling over. Beyoncé's been down with all the madness. That's what a lot of folks are saying. If she really wasn't with it, she would have packed up and walked away a long time ago. And you already know Tina ain't about to let her just bounce like that without a fight. But now I gotta hear from you. Well, what do you think about Beyoncé's alleged $500 million escape plan? You really think she's about to leave Jay-Z for good? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't hold back. And while you're at it, click here to check out another messy video you don't want to miss.